All right, it's Darren Johnson. I got a request to play a one-on-one game against the expert computer. I normally play against 3 at once. The problem is when you play 3 at 1, they can set each other up, so it's hard to play defense. You go and then the first computer opponent goes, sets up a big word, and then other players can capitalize on that. So let's do single player and 1, and let's see how I do. The minus of playing a single opponent is it takes longer, and I like to speed the games along a little. But it is easier to play defense when there's only one. So I'll show you what defense is. So I got a pretty good opening rack. Now I don't see there's not an obvious, there's too many big letters here, even though I have the blank and a vowel to get a bingo, but I'll just do pork. So put the vowel right there. Maybe the R, though, would lend itself to a bingo for the opponent. R is kind of a common letter. Maybe the O. So let's see what happens. I'm going to have to try to tie up the opponent. I don't know the word korma, and I wouldn't have wasted the blank right there anyway. So my opponent didn't have enough for a bingo, but I now have worse letters than before. So I'm going to try to do, like I said, tie up. I do want to get rid of, I have too many N's, so get rid of some of those, and N, and D in a blank could leave me in a good situation. I'm not really setting up a bingo. I guess maybe over here they could have a word that ends in ED, or they could maybe connect to the P a little bit, but there's not too many spots for a bingo. So there we go. Let's see what happens next. That's teacher suggestion. So my opponent doesn't have much. All right, let's see what I can do. Moaned. If I had that M still, I could have done moaned. Let's see. There is a bingo here. I just don't know what it is. I don't have the unlimited dictionary abilities of the andone of the computer. And also the only forbaded, I doubt forbaded is a word, but let's see if it is. No, forbaded's not a word. What I do to sometimes test the computer is to put an obvious connector there that is not a word so that I can test it out. Let's see. I'm going to get some real funky suggestion for a bingo after I lay down whatever. Let's see. Well, since I'm playing defense, I can keep doing the defense. So, what if I just do, for now, it's still kind of pretty much a tie game. No real connectors there except the ED. Let's tie up a little bit of, no, I can't do that. Let's do DEAD only for 9 points. No, does that do anything? I don't think let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be hard for them to put a bingo in there. Let's see what happens if I do this. Here's the bingo I missed, probably. See, I don't know that word. All right. Okay, so I'm so used to playing against 3, I was waiting for more moves. So, clowning. There we go. And the W gets to go on a double letter spot, so not too bad. I don't get a double word, though. All right, so I'm close to a double word, but don't. So now I saved up for a bingo. There's nowhere where they can really put a bingo. Not easily, anyway. C is not a letter that lends itself to a bingo. So I'm in good shape right now. And there's bingo. I could share it on Facebook like anyone would care. And I'm left with more good letters. So, and I have an S, which connects to a lot of things. So what can I... let's see. Base deer. Let's... Is a tribes like attributes a word, like with two T's? Oh, I don't have the blank anymore. I was in the mindset that I still had the blank. Rabies is a word, but not rabiest. Air. Air is in a lot of words, but not air bets. Rebates isn't spelled like that. Well, maybe rebates, like you're rebating your fishing line or something. Oh, there's baiters. Oh, I could do baiters. But let's see if rebates works. So I'm like rebating my fishing line, I guess. And let's see what teacher says. I couldn't have done any better. Right now I have some more problematic letters, but I have a good distance. So that R at the top could be turned into a bingo. I have to be careful of that. I'm looking at the word curve as a good blocky type. So it looks like the word almost curvaceous is close, but not really. So if you do like curve, now this does leave a connector there, so someone could get a triple. So that's maybe not the best. Could just do like cave or something and connect it at the top a little bit. Or just go for point somewhere. I do have horrible letters. I could do a switcheroo and hope that the opponent gets the bad letters. The V and the U and the C and maybe, an extra A or something. Doge, is Doge a word, like the government agency that they tried to create? Yes, it is. Now, Kuvi, I don't know that word, but it would have been a lot better. But at least I don't have a connector down there. And I'm kind of, edging my way back to having better letters. Pra over here. I don't think pra is a word, though. Yeah, prawn maybe, but not pra. I'm going to have a lot of vowels if I do this. But it's 24 points. It's pretty good. Oh, RA. I forgot RA was not a word. And then I just have pa. Could do, rap, but That's 22 points. If I wanted to get rid of a lot of letters, I could do pure E. Pure E, 5 letters I'd get rid of, and I might end up in better shape. Is Dozier a word? No. Maybe I will get rid of a lot of letters, because this does a couple of things. It's not, 22 points isn't bad. It's hard to get a bingo with a P or W. Those are the hanging ones. But I also block that R over there. Okay, I guess I could add a better choice. Alright, so avow. I can start to get some points now. Avow. 30 points is pretty good. So even if they lay a bingo at this point, unless it's a really good bingo, I'll still have the lead. And there's the bingo they laid. That's a really good bingo. So, close. 18 points left. So, I'm looking up at that triple up there, the fizz, where I can do fizz up here. That would be worth a good number of points. I could do... what else? I'm going to do fizz. $35 points. I'm going to have to... Wow, I have... Let's see. I have some high-powered letters and the other blank. So that's the other advantage. If you play only one other player, there's a good chance you'll get both blanks in the course of the game. All right. Let's see. Where can I put that J? I wonder if this would have been a word. It's kind of like a, there's not enough room for it, but it's one of those slang words. Yeah, it would have been a word if I could put it somewhere. Is there another R available? I blocked my own R, if I would have kept that there, but it probably would have been taken by now. So nowhere to put rejigger. That would have pretty much ended the game if I got that. I could do, if I want to use the blank and just kind of do another block, do something like this, or I think I am going to do this because 40 points is pretty good. It's almost a bingo. Bingo is like 60-ish plus. And all they have is uni up there. So I have the ing, which is, if you follow my other games, you'll know is one of my favorite situations. Rassing, even if that were something. Is it something? Let's see. Like wrestling. Nah, wrestling's not a word. There's like gassing and sassing and I just need to play it safe at this point. You know, that maybe over here they could hook up some kind of bingo that starts with the letter A, or over here. So should I just do something like as, and geez, is not a word. Or block down here. Let's see. So let's say they had a bingo. It would have to. That could still lend itself to a bingo. What can I hook up with that? Avows is probably one of the words that. It's 15. That if I added an S to, I get a few points. I'm just going to do this. It's obviously not the best word. Oh, wow, there was a bingo way over there. A word out now. Doesn't matter at this point. There's only 4 tiles left. They can't get another bingo. I'm up by about 50 points. So, and I have the X. So, so I am in good shape. So here's, a lesson on how to play an expert and keep them at bay so that they're frustrated the whole time. Where am I gonna put the X? I have to, they could do. Let's say I didn't lay down the X, which is 8 points. I'd be heavily penalized if the CPU dropped a walk off. So I don't want to walk off. Vexing. Let's just get rid of some letters at this point and just coast to victory. All right, and what are you gonna do, CPU? Nothing, because you are weak. And I'll just end the game. This is a CPU expert opponent and has been handily defeated by using strategy. So 379 to 291. And here's the board again. They did get a bingo or two. I got a bingo or two. I got 2, I think. I got clowning and rebates. Stately was a bingo for the computer, or Staley. And I think the computer had one more. Maybe not. Forbade? I don't know. I'll have to look at the video. But I kind of prevented too much damage, although that Staley was almost 100 points that the computer laid down. That could have been a deal breaker. So without that, this would have been a total wipeout. Well, anyway, until next time, this was